So Solus told the truth about the gods.
You heard? It's bad, Varric. If you'd seen Demetis crossing...
The team needs to act fast. And it can't do that with me leading from a bed. You've got to take point on this.
Can't replace you?
I can't do what you do. I've barely been holding it together in the short time you've been out.
You don't need to do what I do. You just need to get it done. Rook, when I put this team together, what did I look for? A detective to find the Dreadwolf, and a scout to get us the lay of the land. Exactly the people he'd expect me to recruit. Disciplined, predictable. And then there's you. Remember when we first met, kid? That scheming noble locked us up inside that tomb. Tightest corner I've ever been in. But you kept your cool, fought off the Guardians, discovered an escape route.
And triggered a cave-in.
The big one. Ravani leaders lined up to yell at you for that, but you've got a knack, kid.
For what?
Finding a way through the wildest shit I've ever seen. With a plan that no one expects. On the best day of his life, Solus wouldn't see you coming, Rook. And don't worry. I'll still be here to talk if you need me.
So, yeah, I like the background that I chose, but, let's say something and I forgot. Whatever.
There is something. Demetis crossing was awful. While we were there, we found one survivor, the mayor.
You left him to fend for himself.
Not everyone was happy about my decision. We're just starting out and I'm already losing their trust.
The key to earning the team's trust isn't to only make decisions everyone agrees with. It's showing the team that they can tell you whatever's on their mind, even if they think you're full of crap. And know you'll listen.
That's not how it went. As in, two of my companions were telling me to keep him, and one was silent and objected only later, and I couldn't change it. That was Neve.
When I took over at the ritual site, I had to make a call on who came with me to knock over that statue. It was the first decision I made leading this team, and Neve got hurt because of it.
You made a decision with the best information you had. Sometimes you do that, and people end up hurt. Or worse.
What would you have done?
What would I have done? Probably gotten myself killed and failed to stop the ritual if you hadn't stepped in. A good leader isn't someone who never makes mistakes. It's someone who admits when they make one. That's how you earn their trust.
I'm really glad that they keep giving important roles to, increasingly important, to Varric. He was the best character in Dragon Age 2, easily. He's the narrator, one who starts the story, embellishes it, gets called up on that, because he's a rogue. He also is not like other dwarves. He's shaved, for starters. So he doesn't look dwarvish. And he also has like open chest with his blonde hair. He's darker here, but whatever.
Did Neve tell you about me talking to Solus in the Fade?
I had some good arguments with Chuckles back in the day. I can't imagine being stuck with him in my head. But how are you feeling about it?
So yeah, he has a beard now, but he's still not like other dwarves. He's the best type of dwarf characters that I like. Ones that are sleazy, sneaky, techy, you know, kind of like engineer dwarf with a crossbow, a bunch of potions on his back, a dwarf scout. If you play Disciples 2, there's the fighter dwarf hero, the mage dwarf hero, and the engineer. And he's kind of very similar to that. I really love that design-wise. And he's kind of cooler in the previous games, but I guess that's the point. He's older now and not as and injured, so he would be lying down with a beard because he isn't. Well, we took his shaving mirror, right? He's sick, so he let the beard grow out. Again, he's a dwarf who shaves, which is already which already makes him that's a cliche. Like every fantasy universe has our elves are different, our vampires are different, but our dwarves are all the same. It's a cliche. It's in the TV tropes. But here, he is a dwarf who is not the same, and that's cool.
Your old friend is kind of an asshole, Varric.
I'd love to be a fly on the wall while the two of you get into it. Solus fought a rebellion against Elgar'nan and Gillenane. He didn't want to be a god. But he's also a lot older and more powerful than any of us. He looks at us like we're toddlers.
So how do I deal with him?
Well, act like you're as smart as he is, and he'll be insufferable. Show him you respect his age and experience, and he'll remind you he's just a man. Honestly, pick whichever of those pisses you off less.
He also asked me to tell you that he regrets what happened. Hurting you, I mean.
Chuckles is sentimental. He could burn the world down, and the thing that would make him cry is a single flower with blackened petals.
I should go.
I'll let you get some rest.
You're gonna be fine, Rook. Hey, one last thing before you go. I've been racking my brain thinking of contacts who might help us with these gods.
You got any ideas?
Nothing. But being a leader isn't about having all the answers yourself. It's about knowing who does. Neve has connections to a whole world that Harding and I barely know. Might be worth talking to her.
Will do. Thanks, Varric.
Anytime.
Any place. You know the rules. We lead the race.
You can stop fussing over me. Go see
gonna
what the
tickle
others
ya.
are up to.
Come on, tickle, 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 tickle. Tickle his feet. Is Varric romanceable in any of the games? I know he definitely isn't in 2. Which is strange because about everyone there is romanceable. And I think in Dragon Age 2 most people are bisexual. And in Inquisition, Cassandra is straight, and there's a mustached guy who's just gay. As in he doesn't date women. And Cassandra doesn't date women, so if you're a woman, you cannot date 2 of the characters. I haven't played as a guy yet. I want to see if we can change our weapons, because I also don't know. We have a new dialogue from change monument. Legendary Hala living streaks of golden spike. Hanal Gilan. Alternative and Harel decayed by time and age. Change Doggo to a to Bambi. Damn it. I know I'm getting confused. So this is the room of our other friend. So this whole area reminds me of Assassin's Creed 3. When Modern Dane's story had that room that you keep upgrading. They tried to repeat it later.
Is it me?
But
Is it the fade? I need to practice.
let's see those Netherlands wooden shoes and slippers. She wants to get stoned, but the stones don't stone the stoner.
Hey, Neve. Hi, Wisps.
Yeah, they're still here, but you're here for leads. You want allies to go after the gods? I've got places to look, if we can get anywhere but Arlathan.
Bellara's working
Okay, I
on
think
it.
you're...
What have you got?
Let's start with the angles we know. The gods are corrupt magic personified. Who do we hire to fight that? First, the Antivan crows.
You want to fight gods with assassins?
Not just any assassin, their most feared mage killer, the demon of Virantium.
What?
Working with a feared mage killer doesn't bother you?
If he doesn't have a contract out on me, it's not a problem.
You think a trained killer will like us?
What's not to love? The demon got his nickname taking out blood mages and venatori. From everything I've learned, the reputation was earned. I never uncovered his real name, and there's been fewer stories the last few years. But the crows would know. I can set a meeting with their bosses.
Her hematomas, like the markings on her face, are fading. So that's a good detail.
Time to make new friends.
We'll see if it works.
You said the crows were first. What's next?
A trip home.
Back to Minrathous.
Capital city and heart of Tevinter. An empire of mages that knows a thing or two about corrupt magic.
Tevinter authority...
Won't help and can't be trusted. Which is why we talk to the Shadow Dragons. They're a resistance group that fights slavers, blood magic, and imperial corruption. They've got eyes and ears everywhere, including mine. If the gods enter the Empire, we might get something. Besides, I owe them an update.
Are they all mages?
Tevinter might prize its mages, but the Shadows accept anyone. We've all got a stake in the cause.
So the Shadow Mages are one of the factions we could have joined early on, Shadow Dragons. And I decided against them based on both like role-playing, I just think a Tomb Raider like a Lord of Fortune is better, and because of a costume. Look at this costume, it's so badass!
I get the feeling you have a lot of dramatic stories.
One or two.
So, we talked to the crows in Antiva and the Shadow Dragons in Minrathous.
I wouldn't mind checking in on my neighborhood either. If Bellara's ready for us.
Yeah, should check how things are going.
Bellara. Mana. Sea of blood!
Don't have anything for you. Or did you just miss me?
I want to step on your table, bitch. Meet Bellara at the Eluvian. Okay. Wee.
Almost there. I just have to... Shit! Sorry.
Can I, help?
No, I got it. Mostly. Mirrors
This is
are funny
great.
things, aren't they? Reflections. They distort reality, no matter what you try. And there's the trick. Control that distortion.
I'll delete. Great.
There you
By the way,
have it.
if we kiss with her, our noses will combine like puzzle pieces.
What is that place?
Concave and convex.
It's the Fade. Another part of it, I mean.
Didn't Morrigan say this Eluvian could go anywhere? Didn't think that meant elsewhere in the Fade.
She called it the Veilguard, freedom of ways. I wonder...
If that is the Fade on the other side, won't it be dangerous? As the Fade often is?
More dangerous than elven gods who wield the blight as a weapon?
Point taken.
Some of the older texts talk about a place in the Fade where all the Eluvians meet. A crossroads where you could travel across all of Thedas in just minutes.
Right.
Like Sigil, the
We
city
saw
of,
something similar when we were chasing
Landscape?
Solus. I wonder if it's the same.
It is alike, and it is not.
Either you found some way to get into the lighthouse without us seeing, or you've been here all along. Not sure which one worries me more.
The wolf's fang. You carry it now.
The
Oh,
pokey thing?
perhaps a new journey through there. I will wait.
Well, can't tell if that's a trap or not. But we're short on options. One way to find out.
And it didn't feel dangerous, you know? Almost more sad.
So far, I like all of my characters that we have, but Neve, I like her design. She looks fantastic with the stylish prosthetic, with the scarves, all this style, but in general, Shadow Dragons affiliated characters seem to have the best drip next to Antivans, apart from Lords of Fortune. But I really don't care about her personality or voice. I feel she has the same problem as Ada in Resident Evil 2 remake. Her voice is a little bit stuttery. Stuffy, rather.
Just because something's sad doesn't mean it isn't dangerous.
I can think of an example or two that proves that.
And we still don't know what this Eluvian's gonna do. One of us should probably
Bellara's
stay
great.
behind in case it closes.
Good point.
Just tell us when
She's a
you're ready to
cartoon
go,
character.
Rook, and then we can figure out what's going on.
So, are we now in that point where we select one of the 3 planets to explore? Like in Knights of the Old Republic, or 4 districts in Neverwinter Nights, or... What does that mark mean? That we already talked with them, or that they have new information? That's one thing that we are out to check. One time I'll figure out and it'll tell me if... I think the check mark means that we already explored it. The dialect tree, I mean. I'll check on Varric, I won't be running for the others. I would hate to miss optional content. That's not Varric. That's also not him. Wait, where's the... Bellara is here now. I want to check out on check up on her. Oh, let there be lights. So she's in that room that was empty before.
Oh, hey, Rook.
Packing list, very important, do not forget. 6 changes of clothes. 2, 3, 4 attunement rods. Collected cereals from the winter. Spice collection spicy, 14 jars. Spice collection dwarf, 8 jars. Spice collection human, 2 jars. Large extra pants, good sets of pots. So, and we're joking that Ukrainians are elves because Russians are orcs, right? And they call us elves themselves. Humans having much less spices than dwarfs and spicy, normal elven stuff. It's kind of a joke about white people. So it's kind of weird that humans in fantasy basically stand up for Western Europeans, not even Eastern Europe. But yeah, British conquered half of the world for spices, only to never use them. You know as it goes. Extra journal. extra journal. Please repent, stop Hala, and small. Erlin has offered to help back and sure as to why possibly she still feels back about breakup. So she was dating Erlin. It's her ex-girlfriend. Okay. And the other way.
Why are there so few books about the Titans?
Teen Titans? Oh, the Greek Titans. So yeah, check mark means that we already checked them off. This is what I needed to make sure before continuing the story. You know? Okay. Let's comment, subscribe, we continue. Test. Okay. Test. It worked. No, it reconnected. Hello everyone, this is Kasumi. We are elving around and going into the crossroads. Finally, first time I can actually switch my party. Apply standard. So I can actually choose skills now. Good. Shred. Razor point. So I cannot unlock new abilities. I can only select which ones get upgraded, right? Longer duration for her potions. Detonates overwhelmed. And applies weakened. Detonate sundered. So how do we apply sundered? Do we need to use Neve for that? Slow. Seize the detonate sundered. So there are no universal detonators, they're just for per skill. This applies sundered, this detonates sundered. Understandable. So she also can detonate sundered. So we need someone who applies sundered, right? Yeah, Shrek. Or rather, Shred. Yes, I want to put this so that her potion lasts longer. Great. Associate. Oh, this is our late Jinjiang chip. Eluvian expert.